Welcome to Truth and Company Boxing Podcast. I'm your host, John the Truth Dioria, and today we have a special guest interview for you. He is the IBF Lightweight World Champion, the Pittsburgh Kid, Paul Spadafora.
Hey,
how you doing, Paul?
Pretty good. Yourself?
I'm great, man. I appreciate you taking time on Easter to come on and do the interview with us.
Yeah, no question.
So the Easter Bunny stopped by your house today?
Yeah.
So listen, I just want to start from the beginning a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time on the negative stuff in your career, but obviously it is part of your life, and we want the fans to understand where you came from, where you went, and where you're going now.
Came from the down under, bro.
So listen, obviously you're from Pittsburgh. Everybody knows you're the Pittsburgh Kid. And
yeah.
So now you didn't your parents were both drug addicts, and your father overdosed at the age of 9 years old, right? And you you were 9 years old when he overdosed.
Yeah.
And 2 years later you found yourself in the gym, right?
Yeah, my mother got clean though. My mother's clean right now.
Okay, good for her.
She got look, listen, bro. My mom got 9 months clean, and I'm talking about she's been smoking crack since New Jack City, bro. I don't care what anybody says. That my mother ain't on drugs no more. So I don't all that on drugs shit. Nah, she's cool.
Well, it sounds like you're pretty proud of your mom, man.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's amazing. I can't believe it. And everything in the whole wide world did I ever would imagine me or anybody doing. I never would think my mother would ever be able to stop smoking crack. But you know what? She did it.
That's good. That's good to hear. So now, how is your relationship with your mom?
Me and my race been like this ever since smoking and not smoking, and we never left each other. You know, that's my baby.
Okay. So now let's jump back to you found yourself in a gym at 11 years old. Take me there.
I actually come to the gym when I was 14 years old. The gym was always around me because the boxing was always in my house. Like my brother Harry was number 3 in the country. My brother Harry fought a lot. My father fought. My grandfather fought. My cousin was Joey Maxim. All my life, boxing we always had a heavy bag. We always had a speed bag. We always, even when I was a young buck, when I was in 5th grade, when I'm fighting and shit, it was never let's lock up. No, motherfucker, I'm throwing punches at you. You feel me? That's just how I am. That's just how it, you know what I mean? I wasn't I wasn't no wrestling type of street dude.
No, you were obviously a street fighter before you were a boxer, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you went in there, was that just a place of salvation, just to get off the streets? You weren't thinking about trying to be a world champion when you first walked in that gym.
When I first walked in the gym, it was crazy as hell, bro. I walked in the gym and there was a dude. I don't know if you might not know Eric Podolak, because he was one hell of a fighter. He fought Hector Camacho, Freddie Pendleton, Sean Bay Mitchell. But anyway, I walked in the gym and he was standing sitting on the chair, and he looks over to me, and you got to remember, bro, I'm coming from the street. I was different like this. I don't know how to explain it. I was just a different type of dude. You know what I mean? If you asked me to do something, he said some shit like this to me. He said, you know how many days I run on these legs? I was like, nah. He's like, I run 365 days on this. I said, damn, that's every day of the year. That's every day, right?
Yeah.
Man, he said, come over here and give me a punch in my leg. What? I said, what? You want me to punch you in your leg? He's like, punch me as hard as you can in my leg. I said, huh? I said, I bet. Man, I went over there and fucking threw the hardest haymaker I ever threw at anybody. You know what I mean? Hey, he ain't never forgot that shit. He used to beat the brakes off me until I got a little bit older.
So listen, though, was your first coach, was that PK?
Yeah, that was my first coach. Like, that was my only, like, my trainer. Like, that was like my dad, my trainer, he was like, you know, like the shorter, you might as well say, I don't like bringing up Tyson, but exactly what Custom Auto was with Tyson was exactly what PK was. Like, I met PK through juvenile delinquent. I went down to I got in trouble. I went down to the, you know what I mean? So it's like PK was exactly like that.
So listen, I just want to touch on the negative stuff real quick so we can move past that and get on to the fights in your career and ask you some other questions and what you're doing now and with your son and all that. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know, like, obviously we talked about your parents had issues with drugs, and then you found yourself, drinking a lot. You were doing drugs. You were involved with the law. I know you got shot by a cop when you were like 16, and that kind of messed up your leg before your pro career, right?
Yeah.
And then there was some other gun incidents, and then there was one that had to do with your ex, or not your ex-girlfriend, but your girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And now she's kind of your wife now, fiance,
Yeah.
long-term girlfriend. I know that was an incident. There was some other assault issues, some DUIs, a lot of drug and drinking things. But I mean, how have you overcame all of that and still you're not in prison for life and you're not dead?
Man, like the way I look at it is like I tell you, take it one day at a time, man. Like, it really is one day at a time. Like, man, how can I put it? They got you locked. They got you locked up, right? They put you in your cell. Damn, I'm in the cell. I'm here now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make the best out of this cell. So I'm gonna start getting my money right there. You know what I mean? And then every day, as every day goes by, you try to change. You try to get better, and you try to get out of there so you don't come back in there. People don't understand. It's easy to get locked up. Like, bro, it's easy to get locked up. You could get locked up out here doing anything, but it's hard as hell to get out. Like,
Yes, it is.
People are like, oh, he did this to this person. He did this. Okay, I did. Yeah, listen, I take accountability. But hold up. There's two sides to every story. You know what I mean? Like, you're acting like, oh, he's just this fucking monster. You think I'm just going to pick some bitch up and slam her on her head? No, but listen. Let me tell you about what I'll do. If you spit in my face, listen, you never, it could be anything. Like, it could be life. Like, Paul, see you later. I got to go away. When I got some alcohol in my body, if I got alcohol in my body and you have the nerve to spit in my face, you're a bad motherfucker. You either can fight or you got a pistol with you, because guarantee you one of the two is going to happen. You're going to have to use a pistol, or I'm going to use mine, or we're going to fight.
All right, so let me jump ahead to you get the title shot. Because now I know you were the underdog in that, but you believed that you could beat him, whether you were booked as the underdog or not.
I mean, he had a better chance hitting the moon with a BB gun to beat me that night. So he ain't winning. Well, he couldn't have won one round off of me that night.
Just so everybody knows, you got a chance to fight for the IBF Lightweight World Championship against Israel Cardona.
Yeah.
And you did. You beat the brakes off of him.
I mean, and they say Israel Cardona wasn't this and wasn't that, but he was number 2 in the country, in the world. He just knocked out Ivan Robinson. He knocked out Ivan Robinson in 2 rounds. But people try to say Ivan Robinson can fight his ass off. Ivan Robinson can fight his ass off. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. So you're a kid from Pittsburgh, basically coming from poverty, you know, all the background you had going on. Now you just won the world title. How did that feel? What did you do after you won the world title?
Well, they had a parade for me. Hey, Tiny, get over here. They didn't shut this door, man. My dog's about to get out. They get the dog. But they had a parade for me and stuff, and like it felt like, you know, Pittsburgh. I guess they say it's a small city. What? It don't seem small to me though. I don't know.
I don't think it's that small.
Yeah, it don't seem small to me. We had Fritzy Zivic, Charlie Burley, Billy Kahn, Sammy Angott, Michael Moore, and Paul Spadafora. We had a lot of real boxers that can really fight.
So what was the first thing you did after
Harry
you won
Greb,
the title?
remember Harry Greb? Had about what, 200 fights? Huh? The first thing I did was went out and bought my mother a house.
Nice.
Then after I bought the house, then I just enjoyed my life. I was like a local celebrity, like people from the neighborhood. I bought my house in my hood, like where I'm from, which I should have never. You know what I mean?
You still own it?
No. But it was bad. My decision making was bad. I should have I didn't know. I was a young kid. I bought my house in my neighborhood. I live right outside the projects. My neighborhood was, you know what I mean, ran down type neighborhood. You know what I mean?
And then there was your house.
So let me ask you really quick. I know you've been asked about this, but I know you said, I already saw it on another interview, sparring is sparring. And I know the media made a big deal about it with you and Mayweather. And I watched the video. And yeah, I mean, it was sparring. You beat the crap out of Mayweather in sparring. And like you said, hey, it's sparring. And you were getting ready for a fight anyways.
Yeah, it's sparring like that. I don't even... To me, when someone brings that up and says, well, if that's the first thing you say, yo, that's the dude that put his hands on Mayweather, I immediately look at you like, man, you must not know I'm a fighting motherfucker.
No, and I know you are.
I can say, you can say, anybody can say what they want to say. I've been in the ring with a lot of people, Lamar Murphy, Stevie Forbes, James Creighton. I'm talking about big dogs that can fight who can fight.
My question is not about the sparring. What I want to know is at the Nevada Hall of Fame ceremony, you walked up to him and you made a comment to him. But
yeah,
I want to know what you said.
Here's what I said. I just was like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Here I am. I'm just keeping it real with you, bro. Now this is me being a person. Like if another fighter would come up to me, now I'm putting exhibitions on. You hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're putting the exhibition on. That obviously, I don't give a fuck if it gives me $5,000. It don't gotta give me. I'm not looking to get crazy money. First of all, it will be nice to see if I can really beat you, type shit. And you beat me. You know what I mean? Like even on the streets, like you say, I mean, just because you say you can beat me don't mean you can beat me. I fight till I can't breathe.
So,
you know what I mean?
What did you say to him in that clip?
I said congratulations. I said, do you think that you could ever give me an exhibition?
Okay, because a lot of people on the internet, you can't hear what you say to them, and everybody's wondering what you said to him.
I said, do you think you could give me an exhibition? You think that you would give me an exhibition? I basically was begging for an exhibition, like please, because I mean, obviously he don't need an exhibition. He don't need an exhibition. I could use an exhibition. That would be nice for me put a couple of dollars in my pocket, and then to see what time it is, because you never know. You never know.
All right, well, listen. I want to go to. I want to talk about another fighter.
Like, I know he's in the gym. Like, he spars. He puts exhibitions on. I might as well. I mean, don't think I'm not in the gym.
Oh no, I seen the TikTok videos, man. I seen you working out in the gym.
Yeah, I'm in the gym.
So I want to ask you about another fight. I was a huge fan of Angel Man Freddy's and yours. So when that fight got made, I was kind of sad because I didn't know who to cheer for. So because I didn't want to see either one of you guys lose. But that was, I mean, how did you feel about that fight?
Man, that was one of my worst fights that I ever fought, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I come down from 170 pounds.
You didn't look right in that fight.
No, it was one of my worst fights that I ever fought, and I was basically a shot fighter fighting that fight. You know what I mean? But it just what do you want to say? Like, if I have a fighter, like just the athletic ability and the ring IQ that I have. Like, it was an easy. It was like I can get 10 rounds out of this really easy, because the IQ I got is crazy, and the athletic ability is ridiculous.
I totally agree, man. The way you can move, even though your leg was injured, the way you can still move, and the way you can see yourself thinking like a chess master, openings and just moving in and out is unbelievable. You could see that you had a great boxing IQ the whole time you fought.
Yeah, like that, and that right there. That if I would have been like a regular guy, like a regular boxer, no, he would have beat me that night. I didn't. I mean, I was terrible. I was flat as hell. I was overtrained. I was coming down from 170 pounds, you know. But just the fact that when I say study boxing, that's all I do is watch boxing. That's it.
So let's talk about another fight. You and Leonard Doreen. That was a better fight.
Man, that was a fight that was. If you go back and look at that fight, that's the fight that really makes me upset, because they didn't score my knockdown. And no matter, it was a guarantee. Not if you put it. I mean, I like it. I actually watched it with Kenny Porter. I watched it with many guys. Is this a knockdown? That's definitely a knockdown.
It was a knockdown.
I hit him, but look, listen. I fought. He had me fighting his fight, but the reason people don't understand, I was telling my brother Harry, the people don't understand, when I was punching him in his stomach, he was making girl-like noises. Like, nah, I'm serious. I'm keeping it real with you, bro. Like, I'm like, when I was hitting him, I knew I was hurting him. I knew if you go back and watch that fight, and all I do is spend the time on the body. That's all I'm doing.
I actually have that fight. I have your whole career set.
Yep. You should watch that. Watch that. It was the fourth round. I knocked him down. But the fact of the matter is, I'm right. I had all that. I had long hair too, and I'm riding with the punches. They're not hitting me flush. I'm riding like this, going like this, and it looks bad. I don't know, man. But I believe too. Also, any other if I would have been in like Romania, they would have gave him the decision because of the way it looked. You know what I mean?
All right.
I was in Pittsburgh. We got a draw, and listen, they said we got a rematch, man. What? I ran to camp. I told my brother Harry. I'll never forget it. I was over my boy's crib. My brother Harry was like, he said, what the fuck was you doing fighting like that? I said, listen, Harry, man, I ain't trying to hear that. I said, look, when I fight him on this rematch, I'm walking right through him. All I'm doing is going to his body. He's gonna quit. Now, come to find out, I go to the penitentiary. First of all, he retired when I was in boxing camp. Did you know that?
No, but I know he refused to end up giving you a rematch, though, right?
No, he retired. and it was a set. They was giving us, that would have been my biggest purse, $750,000 for each of us, and he retired, and I was like, and I left camp. My promoter Mike Aker wanted me to stay up at the camp and fight up in New York for 50,000, and I wasn't on that. I was just, I was upset when I wanted the rematch like anybody else would want the rematch, and I ended up doing that dumb shit I did with my girl, got in trouble, blah blah blah, and he come out of retirement, and guess what he gets? He gets knocked out with a body shot.
That was by
Arturo Gotti.
Yes.
I was like, I could not believe. I was just like, I mean, I knew that. I knew that, but here's how I look at it like that. Like, I don't want to take nothing away from. I never want to say nothing bad about Arturo Gotti, because Arturo Gotti is a true rumbler. I mean, the definition of a fighter. One of my favorite fighters in the world. Italian motherfucker that ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, I remember when he fought Floyd Mayweather, and Floyd was calling him not being to be negative or nothing. He was calling him a B fighter. He was calling him a regular, like, he is a good fighter. Right?
Hey, your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
He's a good fighter with a lot of power, but I just feel that, like, I'm on a different type of level with him on that.
Do you think that would have been a good fight though, you and Gotti? Do you think that would have been a war?
Not a war.
No.
I don't know how that could have been a war. Like, he's right in front of you.
Well, I know, but he puts on exciting fights though, because he stands in front of you.
That's if you want to get hit. I don't know too many people that hit me like that, straight like that.
Well, listen, let me ask you: did you have any boxing superstitions when you were fighting?
Oh man, yeah, I was definitely one of them dudes not to cross the pole. I always tied my left foot first. Yeah, I didn't like seeing no girl. If I was with my girlfriend, don't come near me before my fight. Don't go. I don't want to see you. You know what I mean? Type shit. Like, I was very, very, very like that. No, listen, man. Listen, look. I didn't take. I know how to take a. What do you call that? Some people call it like a jail bath, but I call it a regular bath because sometimes we wouldn't have hot water and shit. So I know how to take a bath in the sink. You feel me? And I can wash up real good. I can smell just like I can smell leaving the bathroom. You know what I mean? I'm so superstitious. When I was fighting, I never took showers. My showers were 1 minute showers.
Little bird baths.
We don't do that water shit. I'm so superstitious where like right before the fight we ain't jumping in that swimming pool and all that shit. I'm from the old school. I believe if you ain't sparring, you ain't working. Like all we ever did was spar. Anybody who trained me, the only thing we did was spar. We didn't do all these new fighters. It's so crazy. Sparring is, everybody got different opinions, man. But here's what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to say. Who are the best fighters? Let's talk about it. Who are the best fighters in the world? So is Roberto Duran better than Floyd Mayweather? Could he beat Floyd Mayweather at 135? Okay.
Probably.
Okay, we'll just ask you that question. All right, and now we're gonna say this: could Earl Spence beat Tommy Hearns?
No.
Okay. Well, could Sugar Ray Leonard beat Timothy Bradley?
Yes, easy.
Okay.
No, I get your point. I get your point because those guys were real fighters. They worked hard. It was all about fighting.
I like going on, but I like going back to, like, what would Willie Pep? Let's be honest. What would Willie Pep? What 125? What would he do to Azuma Nelson? And that's a Zuma Nelson. You're not talking that. I mean, like,
no,
let's
you're
be honest.
No, I know what you're saying is you got the old school mentality of boxing, and now you see this new generation stuff, and it just doesn't make no sense to you. Because
So how in the fuck are you? I was with Pernell Whitaker. Me and Pernell was together for 3 years. He was
I was gonna bring that up. So tell me
Hey,
about
listen,
that a little bit.
Listen, Pernell was one of the oldest school persons I ever met. He was just like me, like PK. PK, my trainer's name's PK.
Yep.
He was just like PK. And like when I come to the gym, like he'd come 3 weeks before my fight. We sparred 19 days in a row. 19 days is born. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, people don't do that no more.
Yeah, like
they're lucky if they spar twice a week.
I swear to God, on my life, we never hit the speed bag. Like we never hit I just forced myself to hit the speed bag because that was something I always like to do. And he'd be like, "What are you doing on that speed bag?" No, I get on that rope. We would spar, run, hit the heavy bag, and jump rope. That's it. And do our sit-ups.
So let me ask you, when you found out you were getting into the Pittsburgh or the Pennsylvania Hall of Fame, man, how'd that make you feel?
I mean, I feel that I destroyed my career. I think that I always am kind of uptight about that. I wish I would be getting into the real Hall of Fame, but I look at it like, yes, that ain't no out the picture for me as a trainer, because I'm a train. I train people now.
So you don't think you're ever going to make it into the International Hall of Fame?
Yeah. I think I'm going to make it. Maybe not as a fighter because the way politics are. You know what I mean? But I'm saying though, let's just be honest. The way politics are, and the way but listen though, and the way politics are, and the way what I did with my career, with my shooting and troubleness and all my drama.
No, I agree with you about your outside stuff, but it should be based on what you did in the ring.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, yeah, it should be based on. And a lot of guys will say, "Well, he never fought this and he never fought that." Well, I'm from a place. Listen, I'm Italian. You ain't. Why would you? Who you supposed to ask? Why? Who wouldn't I fight? Why wouldn't I fight you? Why?
Dude, you're 49-1-1. How can they not put you in there? You fought some of the biggest names in your division. You did what you were supposed to do. You were a world champion. How do you not get in?
You never know. But I know one thing, I could just, as long as I keep training, doing the right thing with this boxing stuff, I don't see how I get in.
Well, let me go back to the original question, though. When you found out you were getting in that Hall of Fame in Pittsburgh or in Pennsylvania, how did that make you feel, though? That had to be some recognition.
Yeah, it made me feel good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Go up there and see everybody and all that. Like, I got a couple friends up in Philadelphia, and my mom got a chance to see that, you know.
So do you remember the first time you signed an autograph?
No.
Too long ago. So tell me, I know you've signed a lot of them. So tell me the craziest or the funniest story that ever happened between you and a boxing fan.
I'm gonna tell you the funniest story ever in life. You're about to laugh your ass off.
Okay.
So there's a lady. There was a lady that come to my fight. I was fighting in Florida, right? And she was really, really, really a boxing fan. She knew about me, and but she really loved Pernell. You know what I'm saying? She was in a wheelchair. You heard me?
Yep.
So I was like, and P wasn't really like noticing her and none of that. And I'm like, hold up, man. I'm like, I grabbed her up and I put her up to the thing, you know, so talking to her. I was like, after this fight, man, well, me and you are gonna go out. We'll do something. You know what I mean? She's like, no, you serious? Yeah, I took her out with me and shit like that. It was funny as hell, man.
Where did you take her?
I actually took her to a strip club.
Oh my
And then I
God.
took her back to the crib.
Oh my God. Oh.
Hey, everybody, listen. I look at it like this, man.
Oh, like I made her day.
Yeah, like everybody got mad at me for that shit. But I'm saying, but to me, here goes a girl that's probably like, I mean, I'm not saying nothing, but I don't care about your weight or nothing. But if you're like, she's really on the heavy side, really not really that attractive.
So she became a Paul Spadafora fan after that night.
Real quick, yeah.
Oh man. So listen, if I saw that, if you how come you haven't written a book yet, or how come there isn't a movie made yet about your life?
Well, there definitely was that Southpaw movie. I don't even like talking about that, but that was definitely about my life. That was definitely that I was in. That's not even worth talking about. But I got a book coming out right now. My man Chris is writing it. It'll probably be done in the summer, but I just don't understand how. I just don't how could it be done when I'm training people?
Yeah, I know. Well, there'll be another one written, but this is one
What
just
do
for
you mean?
now. He don't understand how the book's gonna finish when he's still living.
Oh, that's not. You don't have to be dead for a book to be written about you. Some people write books. It's just memoirs and stuff. You don't have to be at the end of your life.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. I mean, you've still had plenty of stories and plenty of life to be written in a book that everybody's going to want to read anyways.
The guy got 2 chapters. His name's Chris. He got 2 chapters left. He said it would be done in the summer and it should be out by fall.
Yeah, we don't want the book to end with your death.
Yeah.
So, do you have any phobias?
What's that?
Like, are you scared of heights? Are you like scared of clowns?
I'm not. Listen, I jumped out of a plane. I never wouldn't do no shit like that in my life. I'm not like I'll never do that again either. but I don't like being trapped in closed places.
Okay.
Not like being. I'm not talking about like a cell. I'm talking about like when you're trapped in like.
You get claustrophobic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. If
I do like sometimes like you know I struggle with mental health too.
I was gonna ask you about that. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that.
That's true, man. I struggle with mental health, and like I don't know. It seems like the older I get, the worse it gets.
So what kind of mental health issues do you struggle with?
Sometimes I black out and I just like I'll just go to an irate and I won't even know what happened.
You get manic.
Are you like are you taking medication? Are you seeing a therapist or anything?
I see a therapist. I get manic too. Like when I say manic, like I get manic. I would tell you to say something, but I just get like to the point. It's like.
Well, I'm glad that you recognize that though, and you're trying to work on it.
Yeah, that's something. Like if you're in a box, like right now, if I consider, say I was in a boxing camp, like when I used to have boxing camps, we would like go away. I trained for like 7-8 weeks. We all lived together. Like I would be the type of dude that would come train the fighter and be there with the fighter, talk to him, watch films with the fighter. But I'd go for a lot of walks and stuff like that.
Oh, you're breaking up on me. I'm losing. What is that? don't know what you did. Take your mic back off. No, you took your mic off. You got to put your mic back on. You there? Hello?
Okay, now
Hello?
I can
There
hear.
you go. There you go. You're good. So go ahead. You said you'd go on walks and do what?
Yeah, I would go for like walks and shit like that. Like take a lot of walks and do a lot of like just I call it therapy for myself. 'Cause I go in my room and I just breathe and I'll write to God and stuff like that. Like I do a lot of writing and shit like that. You know what I mean?
So do you have any hobbies outside of boxing?
And I love boxing and I love shooting someone's eyes out. Basketball. I'll
In
shoot your eyes
basketball.
right out.
In basketball.
I'll shoot your eyes right out of
Doing
their
break
soccer.
dance, and you want to do break
And
dance
I like
classes.
to break dance.
I'm gonna have him do break dance. That's what we're trying to figure out, what he can do other than boxing. Like sometimes we'll go on hikes and stuff like that, but I want him to do break dancing classes because that would be
I
fun
like
for him.
dancing and shit like that. I like shooting basketball. I like taking my dogs out.
You work out.
All right.
And I work out, you know what I mean?
So if you could get yourself in a celebrity boxing match right now, because celebrity boxing is becoming big, who would you want to fight? What actor or athlete?
I mean, I really wouldn't want to fight anybody but Floyd.
That's it?
Yeah.
Floyd
for what?
Mayweather?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight no one but Floyd. There wouldn't be no reason for me to fight anybody but Floyd.
Because they got that celebrity boxing stuff is becoming bigger and bringing people into that. And I thought maybe.
Yeah, but people don't. I don't look. People could say what they want to say about me, but I don't look at myself like anything like. Why would I fight anybody but that? That's how I look at it.
Okay. So tell me somebody outside of boxing that inspired you in your career.
Somebody outside of boxing, my grandfather did. My grandfather inspired me. My brother Harry definitely inspired me. Like my brother Harry went from, man, he went from rags to riches, and like he worked so hard, and I never seen a harder worker than my brother Harry. I mean, he does concrete. He does concrete, and not only that, man. Like I'm a father. I got four kids, and I shouldn't say I'm a father, but I'm a father to one kid, Gino. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit there and tell some fucking lie. You know what I mean? My brother Harry's a father. He got 5 kids, and he's the best father that I ever seen in my life.
Nice. So let's talk. You just brought up your son Gino. Let's talk about Gino a little bit. He's actually an amateur boxer, and you're helping train him. And his trainer is actually one of your old trainers, correct?
Yeah, Jesse Reed.
Yeah. And so how's that going with the training and him coming along? Because I heard he was supposed to. Isn't he going to turn pro eventually?
I mean, well, I'm looking forward for him to do that, but I think that he got to show more interest in the sport. Like, I mean, I've been out here for 9 months and he fought like 3-4 times.
So he's not as dedicated as you were.
No, not even close.
Okay. But he could end up being a good amateur though, even if he doesn't go pro.
This kid, I mean, he can fight for real. He can fight seriously, and he can box his ass off. You know what I mean? He can fight, but you know, there's other elements in boxing. There's things in boxing that are guaranteed that don't ever change.
So
Here's what don't change. Here's what don't change.
How is his boxing IQ compared to yours? I mean, does he?
His IQ's off the hook.
Okay.
Yeah, but in order for your IQ to be off the hook like the way mine is, you have to study boxing.
And he doesn't study?
No. You have to study You have to study boxing.
He doesn't watch the old fighters?
No. I mean, if you asked him who Archie Moore is, he would definitely not know who Archie Moore is.
So was your son one of them? Was your son one of them that was laying on the couch in the TikTok video that you showed when you said, look at the 2 guys that are laying on the couch with their phones and boxing's on the TV?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See,
boxing's on the TV and you're looking at your phone. But, you know, I can tell you one thing about PK taught me, and I teach my son that. if bad boxing is on the TV, if I was you, I wouldn't watch it because it could become a habit. You could pick up bad habits just by watching bad boxing.
I agree. So I'm just curious, are you familiar with the hockey player named Paul Spadafora?
No.
Yeah, there's actually a hockey player with the same name. So I didn't know if you guys are related or if people ever mentioned that to you, that there's a hockey player with the same name.
Who's he play for?
I don't know. He's played for a few different teams.
I wonder if he's from Italy. If he's from Italy, I could be related to him because my father and my whole family's over there.
Yeah, you should look into that because I'm shocked that nobody's brought that up to you before, that you guys are in two different professional sports with the same name, and it's a unique name.
And that's funny because I used to teach them hockey, like Lemieux and Yami Yager had a box in the arena, and that was fun as hell.
Okay, I didn't know about that. Tell me about that.
That I would teach them how they put a rug down. Dude, they're amazing athletes, man. They walk around on skates like we do on our feet, man. And I would just teach. There's really nothing really to teach to me. If I look at it like reality, it's you cross your. If I'm gonna fight you on the skates, I'm gonna cross over here, and I'm gonna pull your shirt towards me and hit you with the right hand. You know what I'm saying? And I just keep hitting you with the right hand. Either double the right hand up or come up underneath. You know what I'm saying?
So did they pay you to come in there and teach these guys how to fight a little bit?
They gave me a nice dollar, like $1,000 a day. You know what I mean? That was
so
nice.
You're teaching superstars that play hockey, Mario Lemieux and Yager, how to box.
Yeah, yep. Yager, yep.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I know, because you said you're a student of the game and you watch a lot of boxing. How do you feel about female boxing? Do you watch that at all?
See, I don't want to get people mad at me, but when I talk like this, I don't watch that type of shit.
No, that's fine. That's your opinion. That's your right.
The only reason why, I'm not saying that I don't want no girl to get hurt. So if a girl would need help, like would need some help trying to learn how to box, but I'm really not interested in watching or training girls as boxers, because some girls are very pretty. Some girls might like come on, you know what I mean? I just don't like that. I'd rather you be the girl and I be the man. I mean, I'm gonna go and fight. I don't think you should fight.
No, I get it. So who would you put on your boxing Mount Rushmore, your top 4 favorite fighters of all time?
Oh, I would have to say Roberto Duran. First, I always got to give Tommy Hearns my favorite. Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran. I definitely got to go with Willie Pep. I love Julio Cesar Chavez. I love Pernell Whitaker. I can go on and on. James Toney. That's Toney is like.
No, hey,
why do I always forget? Like I'll be thinking, and then the best fighter ever really is James Toney. The best, like if we really talk about boxing,
never been knocked out.
Best fighter ever in life. You could say anything you want to say. James Toney can fight his ass off,
and he's never been knocked out.
Can anybody beat James Toney?
Well, they might be able to now.
I mean, let's talk about it. At 100, when he was in his prime.
Yeah, he's got about 100 pro fights in.
And the funniest shit is, when ain't he in his prime? When ain't this? He could go. It looks like he can come up off the couch and run up in someone's ass. You know what I mean? He can fight for real, bro.
Well, listen, seeing that you just talked about how he's the greatest, I want to go the other way. And because you study the game, and I want you to be honest with me right now, of all the boxers that are out there, who do you think is more hype than actual talent?
Man, that's hard to say.
There's that many of them?
I'm gonna say Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna say that. I just feel Deontay Wilder got nothing but a right hand. I'm gonna say. Look, Lomachenko's the best. Lomachenko is unbelievable. You understand what I'm saying? You hear what I said to you?
Yeah.
He's remarkable, and I get it. He's remarkable, but I think that Lomachenko is what is time. His time is up, and I think that's if you're gonna look at it like that. Like I wouldn't get in the ring with Devin Haney. I mean, he's gonna fight Devin Haney. He fights Devin Haney. He's gonna have a lot of problems. He fights Tank Davis. He's gonna have a lot of problems, a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I mean, and his ring IQ is unbelievable. What do you think? What do you think about what I'm saying?
I totally agree. And you bring seeing those guys were around your age. If you were to go in the ring right now with you were still in, which one would you pick to
I can't hear.
Well, it cut out.
I can't hear you.
It
Hear
cut
me?
out. Yeah.
No, I can't. Go ahead.
So and basically the same as these guys. If you were in
Cut it out
top
again.
Why is this doing this?
I don't know, Paul. It's cutting out again.
Every time you talk, it like cuts out.
you hear me?
No,
Hear
I
me?
can't hear you now. You hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me? Why is this doing this?
I wish it
What
worked with my
happened?
computer. But it don't. Huh? Because here, look. It says I need to like have something. Look, it don't.
I think I'm gonna get this tattoo.
Gina, stop.
Can you hear me?
I don't know my password.
He's off.
Oh no. Hold on.
He's probably gonna call you back.
You hear me? Hello?
Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
All right. Well, listen, I'm just going to ask this last question and then we'll end the interview because we're starting to have issues.
All right.
So, because a lot of those guys are in the same weight class that you fought in, if you were in top-notch shape right now, which one of those guys would you want to fight?
I feel the best fighter in that weight class is Tank Davis. I feel he's the best fighter in that weight class. At the same time, I feel that's the best style for me.
Okay.
You know
That
what I
makes
mean?
sense.
And it was that's the only guy that I would think that. I mean, you got Shakur Stevenson can fight his ass off. Devin Haney's a monster. Devin Haney's awesome. I just feel Devin Haney's grown out that weight class. I just feel
he's going to be a welterweight.
Yeah,
he's
he'll be
gonna
a
be a
welterweight.
welterweight.
He'll be a 54-pounder. He's gonna win about 3 or 4 of them titles. You know what I'm saying?
So,
But like, I think the style fight for me would definitely be Tank, and Tank's the best.
okay. Well, listen, let me end the interview on this last question then. If you were to die tomorrow, what would you want your boxing fans to say about you?
There's a guy that can be sitting right in front of you and not get hit at all.
That's it? That's all you want them to say?
I mean, and you ain't got to question my heart. I got a heart of a lion. So
how about a guy that did it his way and never conformed to be a big fan or I mean a big celebrity? You always stayed the person you were, and you still are the person you were. You've always spoke your mind.
Well, that's a given. That I'm gonna die like that.
No, but you know what though? That's what I respect about you the most is you never turned into one of these big celebrity boxer guys, even when you won the world title.
Yeah.
You were like, hey, I'm a street kid from Pittsburgh, and
I'm
now I'm just a
staying
grown
street kid.
man. Yeah, and you're still a street kid. You still talk the same way. You never tried to act like you were a celebrity, nothing. And that's why blue collar people still respect you and can relate to you because you never changed.
Yeah, that I mean that's basically the truth though. There ain't no lying about that. I try to avoid any type of hype thing as possible. I ain't trying to be in the media, none of that shit like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? My girl is on that like social media stuff. I really don't. I look like what I gotta give to a fighter. Now another motherfucker can steal if you keep watching the video.
Yeah, that's true. Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming on, man, and being real with me and being honest. It was a pleasure to after all these years to finally get to interview you. I've watched your whole career. I got your career set. So to me, it's an honor, man, to even do an interview with you.
My man, thanks a lot, man, for having me.
All right, stay on for a minute.
Okay.
All right, and the truth has spoken.